Hey, how's it going everyone? My name is Morgan and welcome to today's video. So we had the Wraith Silenced Assault Rifle released into the event store yesterday. This was by many considered to be just a reskin Siegebreaker or Nocturno with nothing special about it, but that was before we really knew what the weapon was, and that is actually not the case at all. So really quickly, I'm going to go over the base perks when you first buy the weapon. I'm going to share some pros and cons, and then conclude the video with my overall thoughts on whether this weapon is actually worth getting. So let's go ahead and get started with the perks. This weapon comes with fire rate, mag size, physical element, headshot damage, and damage to mist monsters, and the 6th perk is 30% damage increase after 5 headshots. This is definitely not the best 6th perk. I personally would have preferred something like Affliction or Snare, but that is sadly not the case. Straight out of the event store, it comes with some okay perks, definitely not the best, and if you guys really want to specialize the weapon for a particular playstyle, you are going to need to invest some re-perk materials, so keep that in mind when you purchase it. But with the perks out of the way, let's go ahead and get into some pros and cons, starting with the pros. First, it can run double crit damage perks with a crit rating perk as well, so you guys can get some really beefy crit damage shots if you guys want to run some crit builds. This weapon has the same base crit chance as the Spectre, which is considered the best assault weapon in the game by a large portion of the community. It has a really high base crit chance, so if you guys are really into the crit builds, the Wraith definitely won't let you down. This weapon also has higher base damage and headshot damage at the cost of fire rate in comparison to the Silent Spectre. And I want to conclude the pros by saying this is not a reskin Siegebreaker or Nocturno. While it may look the same aside from the visuals with the added silencer, this weapon is far better in regards to base stats with higher damage, headshot damage, crit chance, crit damage, range, and of course it uses medium bullets instead of light bullets like the Siegebreaker and Nocturno do. So those are some of the key points that are good about the weapon. There's plenty more to talk about there, but these are the really standout ones. So I'm going to jump over to some cons. First, heroes with no recoil reduction will have some issues with vertical recoil, but that's if you're just constantly laying on the trigger. This weapon is best fired in short bursts, 3 to 5 bullets, let it rest, fire another 3 to 5, let it rest. Do not spray and pray with this weapon because the vertical recoil is kind of beefy on it. Second, the weapon is expensive to re-perk if you guys are going for a particular playstyle, whether it's headshot damage builds or you're going for crit. You're going to need to invest a pretty substantial amount of re-perk, which can turn a lot of people away. And then the final negative I have here is the fire rate in comparison to other assault rifles is pretty low. Now, this isn't a big deal to me. I personally prefer the slow firing, heavier hitting weapons, but some people actually like to just unload a bullet hose. So it's down to preference really if that's a negative to you or not. I figured I would mention it because I know some people really don't like the slow firing weapons. But what are my overall thoughts? Definitely pick this weapon up. This has really earned a place in my arsenal. I absolutely love this weapon. It deals out awesome damage, especially if you're going for the crit builds. It has quite a bit of flexibility with its overall perk setup, so you guys can go for the headshots, you can go for the crits, whichever you want. It works well with both of them, so definitely pick it up. I can't recommend this weapon enough. It's definitely better than a lot of the stuff we've had as of late. So if you guys want to get a pretty decent weapon from the event store, pick up the Wraith. Let me know what types of builds you guys are going for. Are you doing headshot damage, raw damage, you doing crits? Let's talk it out in the comment section below, but I am going to go ahead and get out of here. If you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, a like is always appreciated. And if you guys happen to be new to Split Screen, be sure to subscribe for everything Fortnite and more. Once again, my name is Morgan. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.